I couldn't even have a meal by myself. But now I am doing all of that stuff by myself. I need to know, did you pick Lana as your English name because of Lana Del Rey? Either way, it's so cute and suits you. Even though I cannot find a nice man, I will not be sad. So cute, right? That's what having cat like. Hey guys, Lana입니다. Welcome back to another episode of my nail content. And in this video, I'm gonna be talking about why do I recommend living alone abroad as a girl and how that experience made me as a, such a confident and independent girl. So if you're not a girl, watch it or not, do whatever you want. This will be today's design. I don't know if you can see it because it looks like so blue, but it's burgundy French nail and here's white and there's cherry on top of that. It's like almost the end of the summer and I thought before the summer ends, I want to do nail with some fruits on it because, it's summer. I want to do something bright and vivid, giving summer energy. But, I guess from next week, it's gonna be fall, pretty much. So I was like, then what should I do? And I found this and I was like, this is the perfect one. Burgundy, sunset orange, or brown, those kind of colors are fall color, right? And at the same time, it has fruit on it. So I was like, yes, this is it. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. And I just finished until my gel X. So we're gonna be doing French first. Cheers, Lana. Cheers, mate. And let's talk about living abroad. Oh my god, not me just shutting the fuck up. I just stayed in Australia for a year with my working holiday visa. When I went to there, I was 22. I was already pretty much dependent kind of woman. And I guess that was the reason why I just randomly decided to go abroad because, it's not even Asian country. We don't even have similar culture. And Korean and Australian, we don't even use same language. I mean, there's no country speaking Korean. But anyway, so I gotta say that was already pretty much brave of me. But after that whole working holiday experience, I got so much braver. I mean, when I was in Korea, I was living with my parents, obviously, just like now, and I worked just for my concert ticket or just buying some cute and stupid stuff, and I even never had any experience of living alone because my whole life I was living with my parents, and in my parents' house, my parents paying for everything, my food or my rent or my bill, whatever, and they always just pay attention to me and they just always letting me to do anything. But from the moment that I decided to go to Australia, I was from now on, I need to be an adult. My friends and my family and all of my belongings are in Korea, but only me is going to a whole another country after 10 hours of flight. That is literally crazy. So what I want to talk about at this point is even deciding that you are going to abroad and live by yourself is already making you start being an adult. Do you know what I mean? I just finished doing 2 coats on this left hand and I just started doing my right hand, by the way. When I was living in Korea, I hate going out alone. Having meal by myself, enjoying my own company, that was not my thing. I was so scared of it for no reason. If you go to uni, then there's some kind of empty lunchtime between your classes, then you go have to lunch, right? Because you don't want to starve yourself. But whenever I have no friends to have lunch with, I just didn't have lunch. I just went to the library and did some of my assignment and just starved myself. That was how bad I was. But the moment I stepped into Sydney, I just started that because I can't starve myself for a year. And you know what? My very first meal that I had by myself was Five Guys. Yeah, that was my first meal in Sydney because in Korea we didn't have Five Guys. Now we do have, but at the time we didn't. And I was really wanted to try Five Guys so bad. So that was my first meal. I was honestly let me be honest. I was so scared. because everyone in that place is with their company, like they're like friends, they're like lover, whatever. But I was alone eating hamburger and chips and milkshake, and I was like, do I look like too weird, or like, do I look pathetic? I was like this, but at the same time, that was my decision. And honestly, even ordering Five Guys was hard because, you know, like Five Guys is like all custom burger, right? The moment that I needed to order my burger, and the worker there was like, okay, what do you want to put in your burger? And I was like, should I like custom it? And she was like, yeah. And honestly, that was the moment I regret that I came to Five Guys to have my first meal by myself, even in another country. Like that was so tough, because at the time my English wasn't even this good. However, after I finished that meal, I was like, it's actually nothing and nobody's care about me. It's honestly not that bad. That was my first impression. I feel like I just finished my homework that I procreated to do for like years. Also, some of you might think like, girl, that's just a meal, but it was not. It was just a nice start to me for being alone. And I gotta say that that was also the first step of being independent and secure woman. And after my Sydney trip with successful experience with having a meal by myself, I went to Brisbane because, you know, I was told that Brisbane has better weather than any other states, any other like big cities. And Brisbane is not even that big city, and which was I love because I'm not so person. I'm not like big city girl. After I moved to Brisbane, I got a job, I got a like share house. Of course, I was living in a share house because as a like foreigner who just got to Australia, we're not allowed to rent a house because the government has no idea if you are fully capable of paying rent monthly or like fortnightly, weekly, whatever, just because you're so new in Australia. And also I thought I'm just too young to rent a house by myself, and it's just so expensive as well. And also I kind of thought that I just can't handle like this much of responsibility. That was just too much. And even like, what if my house got a problem? Then I need to fix it. And to fix it, I need to like find some like, you know, like company kind of thing. Then I need to call it. But you know what? I have like cold phobia, like phone call phobia. And I even need to make a phone call in English. Like, I was like, no, I cannot do that. So I just moved to like share house. Okay, at this point, I finished 2 coats on both of my hands. And now we're gonna do, what was that? French lines. Draw a French on like each finger like this. Do you think I can do it? Of course I can do it. Of course you can do it. No. You can't do anything.
A few moments later.
Guys, I don't think I can handle it. It's so hard.
Later.
Oh my god. I'm such a genius. I'm doing so well. Okay, Lana, you're doing great. And like after I settle down, oh my god, no. Hit it? Can you not? Oh my god, don't smell that. Hit it. But there's no room for you at this moment. I'm sorry, but I want you to go down again. I got a job and I got a nice share house and everything was going well. And during that time, I thought, this life is nice. Getting a job in another country and work, making money, like doing grocery shopping and cooking just for myself, paying rent, like paying bills. If you're like older than me, then you might be experienced about like all of this thing, but I was, as I said, I was 22. So all of those things really made me feel like I am so independent right now. And after like a month, I realized that being alone is actually so nice. I feel so free, so independent, and I'm not bothered by anyone. And especially as a woman, it feels so nice. So that just felt like some kind of achievement to me. I couldn't even have a meal by myself, but now I am doing all of that stuff by myself. I mean, some of you might be like, that's a basic thing as a human being. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? As I said, I was fucking 22 and I have never, oh my god, and I have never left my parents' nest. I just finished these 3 French. I mean, they look so good. I love myself. I mean, I'm doing so great. And now I'm gonna draw 2 white French on this 2 finger. But if you're not in your early 20 and you already have worked in like office job and made like pretty much a lot of money, then you might not really like that life in there, because you already like pretty much experienced all of the thing that I mentioned. And I also have seen some people who's struggling with that points. They're like, I am basically making similar amount of money in this country using another language, struggling every single day. I mean, I have seen people thinking like that, but for me, that was just a whole new thing and a whole new experience. All of this experience that they were complaining about made me like so much better version of myself, and it just made so much growth on me. Oh, and also in this generation, like dating, marrying, like having a baby, that thing is not a mainstream these days, in my opinion. As a girl who's pretty much against to marriage and dating thing, living alone in abroad really assured me you can't do that. You can't even do that for like forever. You know what I mean? I am gonna be okay even though I don't get married, or like even though I don't date anyone. So I'm not dating anyone. To be honest, I cannot really say that I'm against dating thing, because I do want to date, but there's no way to date. If you're a man and watching this, don't be offensive. Go get another girl. Like, what I want to say is, if you know how to enjoy your own company and how to do your own stuff, I mean, if you're a girl, you pretty much can do that, obviously, because you're a girl and you might grow up like that because you're a girl. If you know, you know. Then you can't even avoid unnecessary marriage. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna get married at all, like for my entire life. I promise, I swear, I'm not gonna get married. I'm not saying that. I mean, if I find a nice man that I can settle down with, then I would. But even though I cannot find a nice man, I will not be sad. That's the point. Whenever you see some independent girl being like totally okay without a boyfriend or a partner or like whatever, then don't you think that she is so cool? Like, do you think she's pathetic for not having a boyfriend? Like, no. Then why don't you be that girl? I feel like I went too far, but at the same time, it's such a necessary topic. When I talk about confident and secure women, we need to talk about dating. You know what I mean? Like, and guys, look at this! They look so cute, right? Oh my god, I'm so talented, but it took so long. And I didn't do anything on this hand. But I need to do this with my left hand now. But I need to be responsible about my decision.
Much later.
I just needed to shut the fuck up and focus on this because I don't want to sleep at like 8 in the morning. And look at my nails. I made it! Like, so neat, so demure, and so classy. Like, this is your girl, Lana. Oh my god, yeah, I need to talk about this. There was a girl asking me a question. Oh, I need to know. Did you pick Lana as your English name because of Lana Del Rey? Either way, it's so cute and suits you. She said it. And first of all, thank you so much for saying that Lana suits me. But honestly, it's not from Lana Del Rey, it's from my mom actually. I don't know how is it in America, Canada, Australia, England, whatever. But in Korea, name is like really important thing. And some people even believe that the name is gonna decide the whole life of a kid. All of Koreans' name has their own meaning. So for like whole pregnancy, people really think about the name. But at the same time, you wanna talk to your baby, right? So in Korea, we do have some kind of nickname kind of thing for the baby in the womb. Mine was Nala, not Lana. It's Nala because my family name is Na, actually. And they said they even considered naming me as Nala just as like a nickname. But most of people in Korea has like 3 character name, like 1 family name and 2 given name. But if my parents name me as Nala, then it's just 2 character, right? 1 family name, 1 given name. But my grandparents said just the 1 character of given name brings bad luck. Now you're not allowed to do that. So they ended up giving me 2 characters of given name. But I still like it and I love it because it's just so cute and so unique. So I was keep using it for my entire life, for my like ID, for like, you know, like Google or like wherever. But you know, in Korea, when I say Nara, it's good. And if someone call me like Naraya, that is no problem. But in English, Nara, it's just like kind of weird. I thought it's kind of weird. So, oh my god, why is it so itchy? I'm sorry about it. I mean, there's a cat hair on my face. Sorry about it. I mean, I just thought Nala is not really like catchy as a English name, so I just like reversed it. So basically, I was called Nala when I was in my mom's womb, and when I just decided to go to Australia, I was like, I think it should be more catchy and it should be more easy to pronounce. So I just flipped it. Yeah, that's it. So I gotta say that it's not just a random name. I hope you like the story. Hey, good. Can you not? Can you not? Do you really want to go out again? Our 20s is just too long to not experience living abroad, in my opinion. And I know what you're gonna say, like, only if I have money, and you know, I just don't have money for that. I also started my preparation from the scratch. I had no money. And when I was like, I am going to go to Australia next year, when I decided that, I got 2 jobs and I worked every single day. And I only had day off on like national holiday. I lived there for a month just to go to Australia. And also you might say I am just so afraid of like going abroad by myself, and it's just so scary. There's a quote saying that if you feel scared of doing that, then you're on the right track. If you don't feel scared, or like if you don't really got afraid of it, then you're just staying in the same place. I mean, like if I finish like level 1, then I need to go to level 2. And obviously on my journey to level 2, I'll be scared. That's just obvious thing. So if you really want to make yourself better, don't be afraid of anything. Of course we are all human beings, but let's say we are all fish. Then obviously we wanna live in bigger pool, right? What are you doing? Did you see that? That's what having cat like. I do love him though, don't get me wrong. He's just so bored because I'm doing this for hours. If you click this video after you read the, you know, the title of the video, then it already says that you want to go to abroad. I don't know about your opinion, but in my opinion, regretting about the thing that I did is so much better than regretting about the fact that I did not even try. You know what I mean? Guys, I finished my nails. How do you think? It's so cute, right? I honestly don't really do these kind of like simple nails, but I love it. If you just listen to my whole this stupid speech, thank you so much. And again, this is my final results. I said all of this thing because my experience was valuable, but it might not really a nice experience for you. But as I said, regret after you do that, okay? Again, thank you for watching and see you in next video. Bye guys!